without any further ado, I'd like to roll out the red carpet and give that special drum roll for actress, producer, and director Monique Dupree. How you doing, Monique?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm doing good. What
That's good.
what part of what coast are you on right now? Are you up north on the west coast? Where you at?
I'm on the East Coast.
Okay.
I'm in Baltimore right now.
Oh, you in B-More?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what's up. Big shouts out to B-More. That's one of my old hometowns. Is that
All right.
Is that where you from or where you stationed?
Well, I'm from Newark, New Jersey, but I live in Baltimore and New York because being an actress, I have to move around so much.
Say that.
Hello?
Say that again, Monique.
I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I'm from Brick City.
Oh, okay.
I live in Baltimore and I live in New York.
Yeah.
Because I have to travel back and forth being an actress, and everything that I do, a lot of my work is in the New York area. So.
Okay. All right. So listen. So tell us a little bit about how you started out in the film industry.
Well, in the film industry, because there's just so many origins for so many different things that I do. But the film industry, I always knew I wanted to be an entertainer growing up.
Right.
Performing for the family and stuff like that. Thinking, like singing, choreographing stuff, dancing, acting. But I actually got my first role when I was about 13 or 14. I can't remember the exact age, but it was Lean on Me was my first film.
Yeah.
And
right.
that was actually when I knew that I really wanted to do this. So I've actually been, in the industry for quite some time since I'm, 40 years young.
Of course. So yeah,
it was pretty interesting.
How was it? I mean, how was it just being a part of something? I mean, even regardless as to the size of the role being in Lean on Me, how does it just feel when you look back on that and think to yourself, "Wow, I was a part of that"? Because that's a timeless movie.
Well, it's still wow to me to this day because everything was so big for me then, and it still feels that way now because I was blessed to meet so many different people on set, and as a teenager working from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and having grandmother give you permission to follow your dreams,
right.
Was a big thing then, and it's still a big thing now, which is why I always allow my children to follow their dreams, and I help them along in any way possible. But it was just like a wow thing, and I always remember meeting Lynn Thigpen.
Wow.
Who was, I loved her. I mean, I know a lot of people know her from like Carmen Sandiego, but I know her from the soaps as well, and television, and she was just an amazing actress. Rest in peace. But it was a great experience. So, and I still look back on it and I'm like, wow, I can't believe that's how I started. I didn't have a big role, but it opened the doors for me to do more stuff.
Right. Right. Yeah. Because even looking at your IMDb, and I encourage people out there to go check that out. You've been trailblazing ever since then with a whole lot of different stuff going on. As a matter of fact, I mean, look, Step Up. Step Up. You were in that,
Yes.
and so many different horror. How did you end up jumping into the horror scenes like you did? Did you like horror movies at first?
I always wanted to, get into horror, but I got my start with that, Fangoria Radio.
Uh-huh.
I tell the story all the time, but it's what it is. I was in a contest for Fangoria Radio, and I lost the contest, but Lloyd Kaufman and Debbie Rochon and Dee Snyder were the judges, and Lloyd Kaufman was really interested in what I was doing. So he was like, I really want to work with you. And I thought that maybe it was just a line, and then the next thing I turned around and boom, he contacted me. And basically, I got like the approval of Debbie Rochon and whatnot, and it was just like a great thing. So I got my start through them, and I will always thank Lloyd, and I will always thank Debbie for helping me get that start in the horror genre. You know.
Yeah.
Hi.
And,
she done a little bit.
and then you ended up being referred to as the first Black Scream Queen. And listen, we'll get into that in just a second. Let me ask you, do you have, is it a radio turned up where you at, Monique?
Do I have a what?
Is there a radio turned up where you at or anything?
No, there isn't now. I mean, I was in a different area, but I'm not where there's a radio turned up.
Okay, all right, cool. Cool. I was just catching a little echo on it. So maybe.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm in the doctor's office, so.
Yeah. It could be mine. I'm checking my levels right now. It could be mine. But as for being referred to as the first Black Scream Queen, how did you take that? How was that for you?
It's definitely not a title that I gave myself because I don't like to call myself anything.
Right.
Really, I just do what I do. But that actually, Debbie Rochon had called me the first Black Scream Queen, and it just kind of stuck with everybody. And then for a while, I just, I used the title, and I said, you know what, I just want to be an actress. Like, I'm very humbled, like with the title, but I just want people to know that, I love acting. Because in every genre, horror will always be my first love, and the genre I'll always go back to. But I want to do comedy. I want to do, thrillers. I want to do it all. So I just try not to stick in one category.
Right. That way people don't try to, that term they use, the pigeonhole term and stuff like that.
I was just about to say that, people pigeonhole you. So when I feel like I'm being pigeonholed somewhere, I go the other way, and I start doing other things, which is how I got into wrestling. So now I'm a wrestling valet as well, which is just a fancy way of saying a manager for a wrestler.
Oh, really? Wow.
But that's been doing really well, and that's what I've been working on mostly for the past couple of years. Is my valeting for House of Hardcore, Tommy Dreamer's wrestling position.
Right.
And my daughter's training at his school, and we come out together as the Double Duprees now. And he has a V on Fight Network, so we're on the Fight Network, and it's just a great thing. Like, I love how many twists and turns my life has taken, and the older I get, the more interesting things I get, as if I was just starting out. Like, it's really exciting to me, and I'm very humbled to still be in the business working. I want to be a Betty White. I want to be in my 90s doing comedy. That's what I want to do.
You know what? And you know what? Yeah, and I was getting ready to say it. I wanted to commend you on that too, because like for everybody out there listening, again, I know we mentioned horror, but Monique has done comic book, catalog, modeling, national reality television, like so many different things, and now you're taking on the wrestling ventures. Like, let me ask you this: Are you wrestling too?
I'm not wrestling. You have to like learn how to take a bump and whatnot, and like you're involved in it, but I'm not physically wrestling.
I know that's right.
I love being a manager. Like, I studied Miss Elizabeth for people who watch wrestling. Who came out with Macho Man and Sensational Sherry. Like all of these managers, and I want to be a physical manager, but I don't want to wrestle. I want that's what my daughter wants to do. That's her dream.
Right.
I would never impede upon her dream by going, well, I want to be a wrestler too. That's for her and her only. I love being a valet, and I feel like I'm good at it. And, every day I study so I can get better, because that's what I do with anything. I study it so that I can be really good at what it is that I do.
Yeah, and also it lets people, it shows people also that you have that business side as well. that you can sit down and do the paperwork and handle somebody else's career properly, which is a big deal. And just looking at your resume, you definitely got the experience to do it.
Well, I have to do that because what a lot of people, especially young people coming into business, fail to understand is that you are your business. Like my body, who I am, this is my business. I have to run it like a business. I have to take care of it like a business. So you have to think that way. You are your business. That's why I take care of my body. That's why I'm into fitness. This from inside and out, your emotional state, your physical state, it's all part of your business. Right. And you have to look at it that way in order to have a modicum of success in this business, in any of these businesses, actually. And that's what I like to try to teach my children. You have to think like a business person. You have to remember that as an actress and entertainer, you are your business. Right. That's my take on it anyway.
Right. And I was looking, Monique, you've done upward to about 70, and for everybody out there listening, that's 70. Okay, that's a pretty high number. Films and television projects. How do you mentally? How have you mentally? Prepared yourself to last that long and being successful, and then even still be able to continue on. Do you ever get up sometimes in the morning and be like, well, I guess everybody does, but do you have those times you be like, oh, okay, I'm doing this again, or have you ever thought about maybe I want to do something else, because you've done a lot.
Well, I'm currently doing a lot at the same time, so sometimes I wake up and go, I really want to focus on this of my career or something like that. And then some days I wake up and go, why am I doing this to myself? Because, I have 10 children and I'm managing online businesses and I'm doing this, all of this as well. Like you mentioned, the comic book. I have one comic book that is my comic book called The Original Data. But then I'm working with Iron Dead Studios with 5 more comic books that I model for. And so sometimes it gets really stressful and really hard. But I actually have working out is my outlet. It's my true outlet. Like, if I could not work out, I think I would be really crazy right now. Everybody should definitely find an outlet. I put my music on. I zone out. I built a home gym so that when I can't go out to the gym, I can work out at home. And you don't know how much that just, clears my mind and helps me to regroup so that I can move on, because I really be crazy. I mean, just having 10 kids alone is so many jobs in and of itself. So everybody, you should definitely find that something that focuses you or what have you. For me, it's music and fitness.
And you know what? That's like superhero status right there. When you talk about, for real, when you talk about working as much as you work, and then just being a good mom and taking care of the kids, that's a lot of responsibility, and you are able to manage it and time everything out. Do the kids sometimes be like, "Mommy, we miss you"? When you get ready to go away and do a film or different things like that, do they get to go with you sometimes, or?
Well, they used to get to go with me more than they do now. My daughter Monet gets to go with me because, when I do wrestling events, she does some of those events with me, and, she's my best friend. Yeah. So, that's my partner in crime right there is my daughter, right. Monet, and we do a lot of stuff together. But when I did a lot of conventions, I used to take some of the kids with me, but we travel on the train so I can teach them, geography while we're traveling. And, you have to find a way to make everything fit. So I'm a multitasker. I think of ways to do 80 things at one time so that I can get it all done and try to do it without going crazy. But, I definitely like to take them places, and when I'm home, I try to, spend quality time with them. My little one has gymnastics. I just came from gymnastics class with her, and she's 2. And I've been running around like crazy, and I haven't slept yet, but I worked out first. I got ready. You know, I came to the doctor and called you. So I was like, look, I'm doing all of this. I still have meal prep to do and everything, but it's going to all get done because I just had to breathe for a second and just do it.
And just take it easy. Even right now, while you're sitting down, you're still working. Here I am taking up your time. So
no, you're not taking up my time. It's a pleasure to actually be on the show, and I hope I get to be on again and maybe be on a little bit longer. Because it was just kind of, it's really wild that I'm sitting in my doctor's office doing an interview, but it was going to get done. So. Well,
you know what, though? I thank you for taking the time to do that. Listen, I know you pressed for time, so let me talk about this right quick. Some urban legends to die for. You're playing the role of Hazel in that. That's in pre-production. Is it still, or are you guys further with it, or what's the situation with that?
No, it's still in pre-production, and I'm very happy to say I'm going to get to direct an episode. I'm excited for it because I directed my first short not too long ago that starred Tommy Dreamer in it, and that was my first time with my hand at directing and producing and starring in the movie at the same time. But it's a 20-minute film short, so I feel like I'm more prepared because when I was first asked to guest direct one of those episodes, I hadn't done any directing yet. So I'm very excited for it. We are still in pre-production because we're still getting all the funding together and whatnot, but as soon as it's all good to go and greenlit, you know, we'll be furthering that project.
Right, and then you got Shadowhunters, Devil's Peak as well.
Shadowhunters, Devil's Peak is my project, and it's actually almost finished being edited and almost ready for film festivals. I'll say in the next couple of weeks, we'll be ready to submit to some film festivals, and then after some film festivals, I'll have it available to purchase with some DVD extras on it and another film short, so that people have like a full DVD with stuff. So that should be really interesting.
Wow. What do you? Excuse me. I know we talk, but you. It's hard to find. You have a lot of stuff going on, and I'm assuming the list is just going to get longer, right? Like.
Yeah. Well, I want to do anything that I could think that I want to do. I put my mind to doing. Yeah. I'm working on a book now, but I won't say what. But that's been kind of hard for me to do because it's venturing into new territory. But my husband is a writer, a published author, so he's helping me with that. So I have, a leg up on that. So I'm really lucky. And I've been planning a wedding because my daughter's getting married. So it's just been crazy.
Congratulations. And that's why that working out you're doing is a good thing. But you're going to have to be able to move around like that. You're going to have to stay fit. And you have been. Yes. You have been. Look, I've seen some of your clips and things like that. And yeah, you're looking good in that. Like I say, code name superhero for Monique Dupree.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that.
All right. Look, before we go, let everybody know where they can check you out, on the social media sites and keep up with what you're doing on the Facebooks or the Twitters or wherever.
Well, my Instagram and my Twitter are the same. It's The Original Gata. Like if you go to twitter.com/ The Original Gata, THA, and then Original and Gata, GATA, all one word. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter, or you can go to my Facebook with Monique Gata Dupree, GATA again. And find me there. You can go to MoniqueDupree.com. That is my official website. You can find my fashions at MoniqueDupreeShop.com, where you can get my DVDs, autographed photos. And then I have celebrity video messages that I do at D.M.V.KeithHarris.com / Monique Dupree. So that's a whole lot of stuff. Look, you can basically, if you just Google Monique Dupree, you can find all my stuff.
You know what? Look, I want to tell everybody to do that because let me tell you something, Monique. I normally do my homework. You just hit me in the head with like 8 things that I hadn't even known about. Like you said, fashion. You doing something? What in the world? Okay.
Yeah, I have clothing stores. I have 3 clothing stores online, and one was dedicated to my grandmother who raised me, and she passed away. So I've had the store for 2 years, and it's doing amazingly. I'm so proud of that store. So in my part-time, I sell clothes. So yeah, I do a little bit of everything.
Well, you know what? I tell you what, then, because I know I got to let you get out of here. But listen, you have to come back. You have to come back when you have time, because we got to talk about all.
I would love to come back.
Yeah, because we have to talk about all of this different stuff going on. I'm gonna make sure I go in there. I'm gonna type it up too and look up some of the fashions and everything like that, and make sure everybody checks it out. Look, I really appreciate your time today, Monique. Once again, look, everybody out there, it is the wonderful, multi-talented, extremely busy businesswoman. Everything you can think of, okay? It's the Monique Dupree. Make sure, in case you just tuned in late or just caught up with this conversation, you will be able to check the full conversation between Monique Dupree and myself on social media, which will be posted shortly. Listen, Monique, again, I want to tell you thank you for coming on, and congratulations on your success. Of course, we wish you much more success. You know, you got a home right here on the Keith Harris Show. Keep doing your thing. Big shouts out to you and your husband as well. Listen, any shout outs to the kids? Shout outs to all the kids too, to the whole family.
Definitely, always shout out to my kids and shout out to my husband. And definitely, I have to thank Tommy Dreamer again, because it's really given me a start in a new career that I really truly love. And so, having said that, make sure you guys tune in at 9 p.m. every Tuesday on the Fight Network, or if you have Roku player, to watch House of Hardcore, and occasionally you'll see yours truly pop up on the show. So,
you on the
so
Fight?
That's a little plug right there.
You on the Fight Network? Okay, you know what? You got. Look, I hope. Look, we might have to set something up for next week. Check your schedule, see what you're looking like, and let's come back on, because I enjoyed this time, but I feel like there's so much more to talk about.
Likewise, I would love to. So let's do it.
All right. Listen, Monique, again, we love what you do. Big shouts out to Matt Chaston and everybody like that out there. Have a good day. Good luck. And look, I would say get some rest, but you don't like rest.
Yeah, I'm not a get some type of person, but I'll try.
All right, Monique, we'll be talking to you soon, girl.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, everybody out there, that was the wonderful Monique Dupree right here on the Keith Harris Show, GM on Hotline Radio. Man, you know, it's no surprise why her credentials look like they do. It's no surprise, you know, why she has been so successful and well recognized. She's doing her thing. We greatly appreciate her coming on the show today. Once again, I want to remind everybody, don't forget, you can check out the full conversation between myself, Keith Harris, and Monique Dupree. It will be posted up on social media later on today. All right. So once again, big shouts out to her. Oh, also, make sure you go check out her IMDb page. Go look up all them films. Go show your support for her, you know, and check out the movies. You know what I'm saying? It's a great week for it. It's like 95 degrees everywhere, so you know, stay in the house, cut on the AC, and look up Monique Dupree and check out some of her wonderful films. All right, and the Fight Club, 9 p.m. as she said. And we'll be posting that stuff on the social media site as well, so everybody can know where to go check that out. All right, don't touch that dial. You're listening to Keith Harris Show right here on Hot